But what if every second was monitored and put on the blockchain and a micro payment transaction was administered to your wallet every time somebody watched 1 second of your stuff? Well, you'd have, tens and thousands or millions of unrealized seconds of revenue that you could be making money off of and monetizing and could be going towards growing your platform and your show if that technology was implemented. Well, I'm here to say I wrote the patent for that technology and I will be implementing that.
Well, let's get you on a show as soon as that's ready to go, my friend,
Yeah.
because I'm telling you right now, I got a YouTube channel with about almost 50,000 people. My wife tells me that if I change the address on that thing from the Costa Rica address back to the United States now, that they're going to shut my channel down. So I'm trying to see if I could find somebody on the inside of YouTube and see if I could sort of work my way in and finagle the bagel with them and figure out how to do that without getting my channel shut down. But what you just said, that would be the perfect solution, right?
No, definitely. But I don't even think you're finagling your bagel. I think it's contacting somebody to make sure they don't finagle your bagel.
Yeah, well, but that's not the way they look at it. We're dealing with a communist system. Unfortunately, we send our kids to school and they send us back people who would normally vote under a circumstance where a communist party does exist. We would be communist in a second because they would all vote for that party. Thank God the Communist Party does not exist in the United States of America.
No, but we have many wannabes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I would say this too. If you're a part of some sort of organization, foundation, and it does not support our American people, put our people first.
But before we get started, folks, make sure you hit the pause button. Okay, go down below. There's a Rumble link. Go over to Rumble and follow us over there. QFS1776.com is without question the holy grail of what's to come. Okay, t-shirts. You got to get yourself decorated. This way people will ask you, what is XRP? What is the quantum financial system? What is this? What is that? And you send them where? To QFS1776.com, where they need to immerse themselves, because we're going to burn down this system down to the ground. And out of the ashes will rise the phoenix. There'll be nothing to go back to. Believe me when I tell you that. Unified TV will take over Netflix. We're bringing in the next genre of movie producers and storytellers and actors and actresses. And we're telling the story of how the world is going to be on earth as it is in heaven. Jasara Nasara is coming. Don't make no mistake about it. Gold and silver, right down below. Promo code Mel Carmine. Make sure you use the promo code. Almost $8 billion in sales. We're direct to like a bunch of mints. We are the ones that can get you the gold and silver directly to your door, okay, at the cheapest price. Don't even waste your time looking for a cheaper price. It doesn't exist. Also, our Telegram groups down below. If you want to learn what's coming and you're sort of a little scared, I understand. Believe me, I was there too at one point. Our Patriots are literally waiting for you in the room. And if you need more than $10,000 worth of XRP or $1 million worth of XRP, you come see me. Send me an email at QFS1776@gmail, and we'll get you as much as you want. Well, good evening, folks. We have the one and only, man, from Sound Alive Records, E Smitty. E Smitty is in the house. E Smitty, it's been a while since you've been, yeah, exactly. It's been a while since you've been here, brother. I know you are a big XRP holder. I know you know a lot about a lot. He's going through some legal battles. He might want to maybe share and divulge some information about that. It's a pretty big trial from what I understand. I'm sure his lawyers got him schooled as what he can and cannot divulge. Welcome, brother. Are you having fun yet with this cabal, just slowing things down dramatically, or what?
Man, I love how everything is going right now. And yeah, no, I mean, I'm not involved in any legal battles like currently, besides the ones that basically pertain to XRP. So, I'm one of the guys that filled out a few affidavits with the Honorable John D. Eaton and basically I'm still holding on to my XRP, and I am really excited about what's about to happen with this amazing blockchain. So I think one of the things I want to do is address like everyone who's like looking at this and like saying, "Hey, this shit's in the dumps. It's blah blah blah." And I want to tell you, like, pick your head up. Put your head on a swivel, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boom.
And
Being
yeah,
aware,
yep.
and then having the belief, because I'm not telling you to hope. Obama told us to hope. I'm telling you to have faith and also patience and understanding. And when you can be patient and understanding, then you can understand that this thing will happen and it's going to happen at God's time. This is God's plan. This is what we about to do.
Bingo.
Bro, like the other thing is like, I'm getting ready to like take my current project, which is doing well on the BSV platform or whatever, and I'm getting ready to implement additional wallets, and which will include me coming back to the XRPL and having full access through XRPL through my project Distromint, which is the most innovative and amazing music platform that anyone's ever created. I created it, and I also patented it. I provisional and non-provisional patents created for this project. And I've also patented the idea of streaming, and whether it be video or audio, but measuring it by the second instead of measuring it. Mocha. Sorry,
Is that your
my
dog?
bully, man. She's a little Mocha. Chill out. She's
That's
a
all
little
right.
mad little baby doll. Sorry about that.
No
And
worries.
so look, no, what I'm doing right now is I'm taking the idea of streaming, which is traditionally based off of metrics that are you can't meet the thresholds for these metrics because most artists don't have a lot of listeners, number one, and number two, they can't get the length of period of time, which is like 30 to 90 seconds to even a whole entire song for it to actually count as a stream. And I've created a patent, and I've also created an amazing idea where we can take music and we can print it on the blockchain. So every second is monitored and every second is monetized with like a micropayment. And I feel
Awesome.
like that's one of the biggest things that this music industry is lacking. And it's also like billions of dollars that's unrealized. And we're talking about a system that encompasses like 8.2 trillion hours of music per year, like based off of the scope that the average human probably listens to 23 hours of music per year, and that is like majorly important to what I'm doing right now. The other thing is scalability. Yeah, we want to be scalable, so like the more transactions, the lower the cost. Great, but at the same time also, is it feasible? Are there the proper on and off ramps? So as an artist, I make $100 or whatever, and it's recorded to the blockchain. It gets sent to my wallet. Well, can I send it back into fiat or into USD or Tether or fucking euro? Whatever currency, whatever country I'm in. Can I cash it out, put it on my debit card, and use the money for things that I need, like groceries and rent and paying bills, or maybe I just want to go to a concert, you know, and that's the thing right there. I think that XRP has one of the greatest on off ramps that I've ever seen. And it also, the transaction speed is impeccable. I will say that, Algo, H bar, they have some pretty fast speeds. I like, and the only reason why I got into the BSV community was because I like the breakdown of the microtransactions or nanotransactions, having being able to put like a really small value or break a penny into 100 different transactions. I thought that was really cool. But I think greater than that is it has to work. And I think that being ambidextrous, like being able to use both hands, well, as a crypto currency um guru or person that kind of understands it, I think that everybody needs to understand that you have to be able to do more than one thing at a time and also understand more than one technology and then also be able to do multiple different tasks. So I think that is one of the most important things in this whole entire thing is like just being open minded and being able to accept that, while you may have like you're in love with this one token or in love with this one currency, there may be a multitude or a couple, and I'll say a few, like maximum like 5 or 6 different currencies that are also going to be able to interact and kind of like trade between each other and be useful, like utility wise, like be used. And I hate how in a lot of these tokens, man, and a lot of these like cryptos, man, like their utility is based off of something that's hearsay, but it's not actually based off of like an action of the token moving or doing something every day or being utilized in an action or some sort of like you know uh like like it powers a behavior of something. So that's where I'm like kind of like dropping off like, and at the same time I'm also I'm open minded and I look at the whole freaking scope of everything right now. And it's a lot of players in the game, and it's a lot of people that's really got great ideas and they want to do great things. But I want people to understand that, like, when it comes to actual utility, remember, utility is not just your hearsay or what you say it can do. It's like, what is the actual activity of the token and what does it power? What does it provide? And what is the value to what it does? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it seems like utility is big with you. It's definitely big with me, and scalability is very big with me, and I'm sure it's very big with you. Scalability. When it comes to scalability, I don't think there's anybody that can touch the 99,000 pound gorilla XRP. We know that it's already been proven to go to 3.5 trillion transactions per second, without ever making a mistake. It's never made a mistake. It's already moved trillions of dollars. Your audience knows that, I'm sure. We have to wait for this thing to sort of play out. What the end game for XRP, if you'd like to enlighten us, what E Smitty thinks the end game is, please let us know.
I mean, and this is just merely speculation, not financial advice, but I will tell you that I feel like the end game is that we'll be here with a few competitors, and you can look at it like um, drugstores. We got Walgreens, we got CVS, we got Rite Aid or whatever. You get social media, you got Instagram, you got Twitter, you got TikTok. Like there's always going to be a competitor out there, but there will always be like the top 3 or the top 4 guys that are like doing it and doing it right. So I mean, diversification is definitely one of the things I would talk about. I would say like, definitely, have yourself open to holding a few different things. But think of it like this, man. You want to hold the top 3 airlines, the top 3 toothpastes, the top 3 soaps, the top 3 cars, whatever. Just like, if you're going to invest into something, like be ready to diversify. And, not everyone's advice is going to um, be great advice. And then also like, maybe the people that give advice, a lot of times it's in their best interest to give you bad advice. So do your own research. That's what I would tell you. Like bring your own beer, do your own research. Like get on your grind, learn this shit, stop being lazy, get off your damn ass, and go and figure this shit out so that you are not left in the dust. I will say this 1000%, my belief, I mean, this is my opinion, the XRP will be one of those big 3 or 4 that will be implemented into the future of this financial system. And listen, I go purely by utility, and I've had no issues ever in my entire life dealing with XRP in making a transaction or this, that, and the third. And no, I've never made a false transaction where I sent it to the wrong wallet or I didn't put the what is it, the not after the address, the special code or whatever. Never had that issue. If you really like alive and understanding, all you have to do is just send it through your Zum wallet or Uphold or whatever. I use Uphold. I use Zum. I even bought some Bitcoin last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever, and that was just so I could have a Bitcoin wallet on my Twitter page. And so, yeah, I mean, if you want to send me a donation for telling you some true facts and helping you out, that's fine. And also, if you want to help out my man Mel and everything he's doing, because he's actually giving people like a huge spotlight and allowing them to basically come up here and speak their truth. And a lot of people don't normally do that. I think that's fantastic as well. But yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, go ahead, bro.
absolutely. No, I'll tell you, we got some really cool tricks up our sleeves, and if we hit the ground running, based on the way it's designed on paper, at least, the pizza guy should go from where he's standing right now to 1 million subscribers by no later than the end of 2025. With a little bit of luck, we might be able to get there, or at least halfway there by the end of this year. So we got some great stuff happening. I think the ETFs are going to play a major part with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. Like you mentioned, the big three. Those are
Yep.
going to be the big three, at least for a little while until they phase them out, because we know that the utility is just not there. It's just a glorified Ponzi scheme, as we all know. Obviously, you have the Bitcoin collection tip jar on X.com so that you can collect your tips, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We do provide a lot of value here. The ETFs, there's a good possibility, and I think you'll either agree or disagree, that they're going to be rolled out potentially at the same time that Ripple goes public. In other words, IPO. IPO immediately after ETF. It's going to fuel the shit out of it, potentially get the XRP up to $100. And a lot of people who don't understand what the real true value of XRP is, like you and I do, we understand 5-figure, 6-figure XRP is in the cards in the future. And so, with that said, a lot of people are going to sell it off on the cheap, and it's not going to stop at $100. It's going to continue its trajectory to wherever it needs to go, and it's going to leave everybody in the dust. Anybody who thinks they're going to get back in, I think it's a fool's play, if I may say it that way. Are you in agreement or disagreement?
I've been saying it for years. If you're gonna rack up your portfolio right now, you do it right now. And I don't want to tell you, what token, but it's kind of obvious. And I've done a lot of work in XRPL and a lot of transactions. And so I can tell you right now from personal experience that this is an amazing technology, and it's settlement is instantaneous. Fees are, you can't talk about fees because you really don't have any. I mean, let's let me send you, or let me receive $2,000 USD in my PayPal, and I check it, and I got $1,868. So, how much money did they really just take? They took a gigantic chunk of money. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel
Enough
you.
to pay for your car insurance or to buy groceries for a week, and I don't
Right.
know about you. But I go
Yes.
to the grocery store almost every day, and I spend anywhere from $50 to $150. And a lot of times, of course, I'm overstocking and I'm getting like canned goods, and
Yes.
same time I'm like trying to, but it's expensive, man, and it costs a lot of money. So every time someone sends you 2 grand, you get docked $168. Like there's no way, bro. Now, if I sent you that 2 grand via XRP or another token, I would even say you could do it with BSV. But the problem that I had with the BSV joint was that the on and off ramps weren't there like that, and also they're not accepted in a lot of major exchanges, which is cool. That's fine, but then you have to find a way to do it, and then you end up bridging it, and it still ends up going through the Lightning Network, and then it takes 7 or 8 hours to receive a transaction. So I think that there's a few and a couple, and like I said, originally built my project on the BSV platform, and just because they have some decent smart contracts and they have some, I like their idea of micropayments, nano payments, and all that. But then I also, I left XRP. I never left it, but I left XRPL, because I felt like it was something superior to them. And I'm not going to say that XRP or XRPL is superior to anyone, but I will tell you that from my personal experience, it has been nothing but a joy, and nothing but lightning quick transactions, and it kind of shapes my belief. And maybe, in the future, who knows, this
Yeah.
could become the ultimate um solution for the liquidity crisis that we're about to face, when a quintillion or quadrillion of you know monetary assets enter into the market, and when we're talking about Nasera Jacera and the money being returned back to the people and all that. I mean, this is like, we're talking about some heavy shit, man, like heavy transactions. We're talking about um, getting it back to the people, and at the same time, so much going on all at once. And everybody's going to want, you can't just give it to one person. Everybody's going to want their shit back all at once. So it's gonna be like, you wake up and boom, like bam, it's there. And then this new hyper um proactive market that we're about to have, because people are be able to transact, and transact securely and instantaneously, and P2P, like person to person. I mean, it just makes everything even greater. So, I mean, a lot of things right now got to play out. I feel like it's coming to a closure now, because finally, they're talking about Ethereum and ETHgate. And finally, we're seeing some things that, are not going to be very, very good for them. Gary, I don't know what the he's talking about. I don't know what the hell's wrong with that guy. He's a awesome idiot. And I say
Yeah.
he's awesome because he's proud to be an idiot. So,
Yes.
bro, for that, I give you an awesome badge. You're a
Yeah.
proud idiot. But he doesn't change the fact he's an idiot, and he's a total idiot. But I do feel like maybe this is part of the plan, and part of what like we're looking at. Um, Everyone else, Congress and this, that, and the third, and blah blah blah. It's just a movie right now, bro. Like they're not doing anything. I don't even think there's anyone in the White House or on Capitol Hill. I think we're just watching the movie play out. But at the same time, it would be amazing if we could get some actual real crypto clarity, like tomorrow, today, the end of the night. And then, it would allow people who don't know what we know maybe more access and more ability to be able to make their decisions, and go out there and make their moves and so forth that will benefit them. Because remember, this is the greatest transfer of wealth ever in the history of mankind. I believe in that. But I think that within I guess at least a minimal reasonable um, doubt, we should definitely give everybody or everybody should have the ability or the education to where they can figure out how to do what's best for themselves and their own families, and so that they don't miss out on this.
Absolutely. Well, you know, Donald Trump has said many, many times we need a fair monetary system. We need a level playing field.
Level
Uh,
playing field. Yep.
right. Level playing field. He traveled around the world, throwing the files down. You know, they were messing around with the little ones in the tunnels. We're gonna keep the language down to a bare minimum. This way we can stay under the radar for YouTube purposes. But eventually we will win this war, E Smitty, and we will, as they say, the spoils of war goes to the victor, right? He's been quoted now saying that when he gets back, and he will get back, you could bet the shit underneath your shoes he's coming
Yes.
back. Okay, and when he's back, and if he says the central bank digital currency is not going to see the light of day, you could bet everything you have, put the house on it. And the bankers know this. You cannot put a central bank digital currency on the blockchain superhighway because it doesn't call for one. Because these things, I will say ad nauseum, I've said it a trillion times, I'll say it a trillion more times. They work perfectly well peer to peer. We don't need a central bank digital currency, hence the delay, hence the Mexican standoff.
Yeah. 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 Well, also it just feeds back into the old cabal system,
Yeah.
and CBDCs and whatnot, and they'll never happen.
No.
Ever. Never. Ever, 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 ever. And I see the most intelligent people, and even people that I've worked with, and they're tweeting about CBDCs and this, that, and the third, and what they want to do. And it's like they haven't even grasped the change that is about to happen, or that is happening right now. It's like they're almost in denial because they got rich off of a system that was fraudulent to begin with. It was never actually built fairly. It was never meant to benefit, humankind, mankind. And, now they get to see it in real time, and they're like, holy they're spooked. Like, really, they're shitting their pants. They're like, man, what the hell?
Yeah.
It's
Well, let
like,
me ask you a question.
yeah.
Is the XRP Army 1.0 asleep at the wheel, or what? With the central bank digital currency, that's all that comes out of their mouth. Most
Well,
of these guys, central bank digital currency, central bank. They don't understand that this matrix world, the 3-dimensional world, is about to expire. They don't get it.
Well, it already expired. I think that a lot of these people are just, um, man, I hate to say it, man, but they're still kind of like slaves to the same system that we all have been like, and put through, indoctrinated by, and had to deal with. And I think they're just angry, and
Mm-hmm.
they don't want to come to an actual realization. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be wrong. I'm refusing to be wrong. It's your fault, not my fault. It's basically the mentality of like 80 to 90% of Americans right now is blame someone else and never actually look at yourself and say, hey, look in the mirror and say, but you know what? Every day you have to look in the mirror, and you got to see yourself, and you have to say, well, hey, is this the image of who I am? And is this the person I want to look at every day? You got to look at the man in the mirror, like Michael Jackson said,
Right.
I'm looking
Absolutely.
at the man in the mirror. Remember that, man. And that's what I'm saying. So it's a lot of growing, man. It's like children being children all over again, even though they're adults, but they're childrening right now. They're like they're being child. They're being
Yes.
childish.
Yeah.
You know,
They look
I
at.
don't know how to other to explain it, man, because it's a phenomenon that I don't understand. I
Yeah.
only understand that of like, hey, moving forward and doing things that are beneficial, and moving forward humanity, and moving forward the music industry, and moving forward the financial industry. Everything that I ever dreamed of and I ever wanted to happen in life is happening now in real time, and I'm living it. And I don't understand how people can like suppress their feelings and their desires and their dreams, when if you actually put it out there and tell it, it will happen, man. That's the law of attraction, man. What you think and what you act will become
Your
a matter of
reality.
fact.
You'll become your reality. Absolutely. There's
Yeah.
no question about that. I love the way you think, bro. You and I are definitely two feathers from how do you say, two birds or two feathers from
Two
the same
feathers
bird.
from the same bird.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Look, at the end of the day, this thing, like you said, has to play out. We're in a movie, we're in a
Yep.
matrix, but the reality is the XRP Army 1.0, as I've dubbed them, I take full credit for that. Okay, and we are XRP Army 2.0. I think they look at people like you and I as making waves in the matrix, saying, "Hey, E Smitty, stop making waves. Mel Carmine, stop it. Leave everything as status quo." They don't understand that the system is busted. It's beyond repair. You can't repair the old system.
You can't protect it. You have to let it go. It's like cognitive dissonance or fucking what is it called? That syndrome, Stockholm syndrome.
Yes,
Like chill. Like you're protecting something that no longer exists and no
yeah,
longer benefits you.
exactly.
What more is there to do?
Yeah. What do you think of the fact that Alex Jones got reinstated on Twitter? Donald Trump got reinstated on Twitter. Are these the signs of the times that we're winning this war, or
Well,
what?
Alex Jones, 1000% is some sort of asset. I don't know if he's a CIA asset, a Mossad, an M1.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, he is a total asset. And when I say that, because of his uh public, like his publicity and what Donald Trump, we already know Trump was never compromised. Trump is that guy. He was chosen to do this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Alex Jones, though, if in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I feel like he's not who everybody thinks he is. I also feel the same way about, General Flynn. Um, what is it? Jack Posobiec.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I can name names, man. These people right here, they got ties, man. They got ties into the Khazarian mafia and into like different things. Like they're not who we think they are. And that's the thing. It was meant to be this way because it's up to humans and humanity to actually discern who's who and who's legit and who's that. You know what I mean? You could do your background research on E Smitty and you'll find out that I am who I am. I'm not controlled by anybody. I'm not spewing out shit that I don't know. But I'm also just a human with a voice, and I feel like my voice should be led into the image of goodness, greatness, love, peace, truth, freedom, justice, God, respect, family, the values that we need in order to continue to grow as a society. And I think that there's a lot of bullshit out here. A lot of bullshit, man. A lot of fake shit. And that's why I kind of I'm not tuned in. You see the Laura Loomer chick or whatever. And she's used to be a dude. Now she's a chick. It's like it's crazy, bro. Like they've implanted all these
Laura Loomer
so-called
was a dude?
a dude, man.
No way.
You should see the transformation, bro. It's retarded.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so I mean, like they're mind fucking us like in so many different ways right now, bro, and even that could be a mind. But what I'm saying is, like, you look at these so-called people, and you think that they're leaders or they're people that you trust or whatever. And I would tell you, like, do extra, double, triple research and make sure you can verify whom a person is and what they do. Um, a lot of these people are like rhinos and CCP assets and people that are and like sleeper cells, you know. Everybody's looking for a hero and somebody pops up and they're their hero. Well, maybe they're not a fucking hero. Maybe they're just trying to fucking mind you and keep you in status quo where, you can be controlled and you're not going to actually learn anything or gain any type of like real understanding of who you are. And that's the number one thing is like, if you don't know who you are and what you stand for, then it doesn't matter the amount of people you look at, personalities and this, that, and the third. Have an understanding of self. Have an understanding of you. What do you stand for? who are you, and what are you bringing to the table to help everyone else? Because it's not about you. It's about us, we, the people. And we, the people, guess what? We all have to live together and we're all going to have to endure everything, whether it be good, bad, ugly, beautiful, whatever it is. So, I mean, are you contributing to making the planet a better place and helping your brethren, your people live the life that they deserve to live?
Exactly. Brother, let's talk about the Super Bowl. Did you
Yeah.
watch the Super Bowl yesterday?
No, I did not.
Why does it not surprise me? Bro, why does it? Yeah, I watched the thing for maybe the second or maybe 50% of the second quarter, okay? Didn't even get to the half. And I said, this thing is so effing boring. I'm shutting it off. And I
I,
went and watched YouTube.
I watched 50% of the second overtime, and that's all I needed to see. And
Right.
listen, man, I'm not watching anything that has, we got satanic witches and sorcerers and all types of people. I don't want to name names because they might, try to like do something stupid. But listen, I'll tell you what, man, I don't subscribe to that shit. I don't prescribe to it. And to me it's a bunch of bullshit. I love college football.
Mhm.
Played college football.
Right.
I fucking I don't know, man. For me, it's a game. Like it's a passion. It's like a uh also a way to get like escape from the drama, and then maybe
Hmm.
you can take out all your frustration on the field on the opposite team, on the opposing team.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
that is a tradition of football for me, man. It's competitive. It's a gladiator sport,
It really
but at the
is.
same time, it's a finesse sport. It's an athletic sport, and it's an amazing sport. It's been so perverted over the years, from the Super Bowl to even we have all this what is it, intellectual property rights or whatever now for the so-called college players. So now they're making 3.5 million a year in college, and they're making more than the median pay for NFL football player, which is like $875,000, a season. So I mean, it's like every other process and every other business right now, especially involving like entertainment and folks. It's been perverted. It's been put through the ringer. It's like, and like I said, I didn't watch it. I watched the last I don't know, minute and 30 seconds of the second overtime, or the first. I don't know if they had one or two overtimes. The ending was not very significant. The celebration wasn't either. I didn't feel the enthusiasm. It didn't feel like previous Super Bowls, and you kind of already knew how it was going to end. And really, it's all up to the sports books and the betting in Vegas and other places. You
Of
have
course.
casinos, and people just sit in there and they bet on shit. I don't even know how to bet. They're like, are you betting on the over or the under, the blah blah blah, the this? I don't know what the y'all even talking about. Y'all speaking a different damn language. I just want to bet whether this team wins or loses. And they got all this crazy ass shit up in there, and it's to confuse you and make you spend your money and lose it,
Right.
because it
Of
goes back
course.
into the machine.
Of course. Of
I'd
course.
rather go to a slot machine and put in $100 or $1,000 and know that if I'm hitting the button, I hit the button. It wasn't someone else hitting the button.
Exactly. I tell you what, do you realize that I don't know who won or who lost the game yesterday? I still, right now, till this second, I don't know. And I don't care to know. You know why? It doesn't pay my bills.
It was the Indians.
Was it really?
No, I'm kidding. Remember, they outlawed that. You can't use Indian. You can't be Native American. You can't use any of those terms anymore. And so now it's not the Washington Redskins anymore. That's racist.
Mhm.
It's the Washington Commanders.
Right. Interesting.
What if it was the Washington Masters? They'd be like, Master, that's what slavery was about. They're trying to enslave black people again through the masters.
Oh boy. Out of 28,000 tokens that are out there, which is the wild, wild west. We know we don't need
Yeah.
28,000 monetary systems or 30,000, however many there are right now. Don't know. About 6 months ago, there was about 28,000. How many do you think will be left standing?
I don't know, 27,000?
Out of 28,000, you think 27,000 will still be functioning?
Man, there's always going to be some competitors out there, and there'll always be somebody that's like, like I said earlier, you got United Airlines, American Airlines, Spirit Airlines, blah, blah, blah. There's always going to be a competitor. So you have your big guys and your little guys. And when it comes to tokenization, because this is actually like really like decentralized technology, there'll be, 100,000 out there trying to create their own token. You know what I mean? For whatever system. And then when they realize the utility and what they're doing, they're definitely going to do it. I think it doesn't come down to tokens, it comes down to protocols, and I think and blockchains. And I
Right.
think maybe 7 to 10, maybe 15 blockchains will exist. And then you'll have hundreds or tens of thousands of token protocols that exist under those particular blockchains.
I'll be shocked if there's 100 tokens left standing.
Yeah, I mean, and this of what we know, like what we know,
Yeah.
like what we see now.
Right.
But in the future, like I said, man, even like what people don't understand is like even if you come to the XRPL, you can download your Zum wallet and you can go into Token Creator or Token Mentor, whatever it is, and you can create your own token just like that. And then you can allocate how many tokens you have, what type of value they're going to have, XYZ. And if you really want to be like on some next level shit, you can deposit XRP into your token and give it a value off tops. And then people are buying. They're like, shit, this thing's already got boom, boom, boom. Well, we gonna go to 0.0000001 to 0.0000002 like overnight, man. We about to pop this thing off, man. So you have to understand, like, it ain't going nowhere as long as you have the ability. And look, I've got a quick link, and I can show you right now how to create an ERC20 token, which is basically Ethereum token, ERC20. So all the side tokens that you see come from Ethereum were created like on the ERC20 token. You go in there and you punch in the value of the token, how many tokens you're going to be made, bum, 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 bum. And so, um, yeah, I mean, protocols, we talk about protocols. I'm looking at blockchains, like viable blockchains that can handle this type of stuff. And the most popular. So I think between 5, 10, maybe 15 blockchains will exist. And that right there is a facilitator of how many tokens will exist. And the question is, how many tokens will be created from each blockchain, or how many will survive? So yeah, tokenizing things and tokens, they're going to be around for a long, long time. But I think that mainly you're looking at which blockchains, like, because the blockchain is where the token lives on. That's where the transaction lives on. That's where the nodes are. That's where everything that happens in blockchain is all encrypted data. And and for people who are like don't understand what blockchain is basically taking your old banking protocol with like 7 digits or 13 digits and changing it to numbers, letters, uppercase, lowercase, symbols, hashes, boom, boom, boom. And that code, uh, let's say we run it through an AI code breaker. Okay. Well, your code, let's say your code is spinach 2. Well, it says when we run it through the AI code breaker, we can crack that code within, you know, uh, 16 hours. And then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to put spinach 2, uppercase E, exclamation point, hash. Boom. Now the code is saying it's going to take 25 years for AI to crack it. So that's what blockchain is. Blockchain is basically coding, but a series of numbers, letters, symbols, uppercase, lowercase, uh, whatever, in a design, in a sequence that could be, 25 characters or 30 characters or 100 characters. But either way, it makes it harder for an automated system to try to crack it. And when I say AI, I mean automated, like, automatic intelligence, like auto intelligent. So where you have a computer that can like crack through something. And the thing is, like, this is what hackers do. They crack codes, they crack passwords, but, and they have the technology to do it too. They can punch in somebody's screen name and blah, blah, blah. And then they can, do it. And it's going to like fly every fucking letter, symbol, blah, 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 until it connects. And each time it's an error or it's a non-connect, then it discards it. Each time that it succeeds, then it adds it. So eventually, it's how long will it take for the auto intelligence system to crack the code? And that's why blockchain is the thing, because we're looking at codes that take, hundreds to thousands of years to crack. And trust me, nobody's going to have the same password in 1,000 years. Okay. It's going to be changed by then. Trust me.
Absolutely. 2024 election. Will it happen, or will E Smitty say it will not happen?
Well, I feel like, honestly, I don't know, because I think that we're kind of like there at the threshold, and we've reached a number of like, points or flags where we know that something is happening. And I
That
also feel like I think that things are happening a lot more subtle than what we expected. Like, we were looking for the big like boom bang, but I think it's all still happening, but in a very subtle manner. And I think it's just to be very delicate and very careful with the masses, and to keep them from, totally losing their minds, even though I feel like most people have already lost their mind.
you think?
Yeah. It's not a thought. It's what I've witnessed, and I see it every day, publicly, around me, wherever. And really, the only thing you can do is just stay on top of your stuff, and keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah. Keep the calm, they give us the clones. I
Yep.
personally think for them to legitimize what they're about to legitimize for the American public, meaning the normies,
Yep.
the people who still got their heads in the sand and don't want to understand what you and I understand for a long, long time. They have to pipe in the news, potentially with new newscasters, not the usual class of clowns. Okay. And they're going to have to do it with the army storming the CNN rooms, the Fox News, the ABC rooms, with
I want to see that.
military, with new people, because the people need to hear it through those channels for it to be legitimate.
Yeah, because they're so used to that, and so used to hearing the bullshit and the fucking lies
Yeah.
through these particular channels. And like, these are people who will go to jail, go to prison, murder, kill, do anything to back up their phony ass piece of shit beliefs. And they're the crazy ones. So and there's quite a few of them out here, and they really are so set into their beliefs that they'll do anything to not be wrong. And that right there, it just shows you, man, just how far fucked and how far gone our human race has been, and how tampered the DNA has been tampered with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what I think it boils down to, the tampering of the DNA, the human DNA, because naturally in our DNA, it is, we have empathy, we have love, we nurture, we share, we trade, it's not a debt based system. This right here just all feeds into everything. And it just shows you how criminal the criminal cabal is and
Mm-hmm.
what they've done, the damage that they've done. And some of it is irreversible. I would say there's a good 5 to 12% of people who will never, ever come back down to fucking earth. And you know what? Oh, well. We got enough fucking mental institutions to house them. They can go there. They can walk around and fucking do cartwheels and tutus. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's what
Absolutely.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, put them away. Take
Yeah.
them, get them the out of here. Like, and at the same time, yes, I love you. I'm sorry. Feel so sorry for you. No, I don't, because there's bigger and better battles for us to fight right now, and the main one really is just getting the collective of people who do know what's going on and bringing them together and closer together so that we can actually fight this battle in a greater way. And it's not going to be through like crazy like rallies and rioting and sitting in front of cars and tantruming. I mean, you're not going to get anywhere doing that. It's by connection, man, connecting and then understanding, and then also understanding that this movement right here is a movement of like love, trust, wealth, health, like all the good things that we need in our lives.
Absolutely.
I love what you do. I will say this, a lot of people say, well, Mel's just like a salesman, blah, blah, blah. He's not a salesman. Is he selling you fluoride? Is he selling you hydrogenated oils? Is he selling you um, some shit that's not going to benefit you? He's selling the shit because he wants it to go viral, but he's also giving you things that will benefit your health, your body, your mind, your wellness, your well being. And I mean, at that point, it's like it's not really a sale anymore. It's more of just like doing your service, your duty for humanity. And now, guess what? Is it free? Yeah, I wish we could all give it away for free, but Nasara Jassara has not hit yet, and we all got to pay the bills. And
Yeah.
at
Well,
some point,
they all want things for free, but I always say, call your employer tomorrow morning and tell them you don't want to be paid for your services. Yeah, do that. And then I'll give you my shit for free.
look, bro, you know, these people, man, they're amazing people, and
Yeah.
they just need to be taught. And I'm here to teach. You're here to teach,
Yes.
and each one teach one, each one reach one. One hand washes the other, the other hand washes itself. So that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, um, so I like the products that you present on your platform. I use them and will use them myself. And at the same time, I also encourage anybody who wants to like, get in the game and get some real hard currency, get your XRP. If you're able to get your dinar, your Zims, your Dong, it may be too late. I've heard that we're already kind of in RV in certain places, and I'm connected with a lot of like really great people in the XRPL and in every community, including the BSV community. And there's good people everywhere. It's just a lot of misunderstanding, and there's a lot of misinformation, and there's a lot of ego and a lot of like wanting to like break this story or do this, that, and the third. But I think it's just mainly um people are so excited and they're shocked and they're choked, like
Yeah.
Kristen says, they're choked. Now I'm messing with my brother, man, but no, man. I love doing this type of stuff, and thank you, man, for even having me.
Brother, you
And
don't have you enough. We should have you on more often, but I've been so busy putting together stayingalive.com here in Cape Canaveral with the Healing Center. Yeah, a couple of days ago, I had on, what's her name? Sherry Peel Jackson, ex-IRS agent. America from freedom to fascism. She was made a superstar. Okay. Video is going viral right now on Rumble. It's got over 30,000 hits or something like that. And it's climbing. Okay. People are completely baffled. They're calling me, they're sending me messages in the chat. Mel, I'm being audited by the IRS. Should I pay my taxes? You're foolish if you do. You know, if everybody would just say, you know what, go to hell, guys. Besides, you're being solicited by a third party collection agency because the IRS, the 87,000 people they hired, those are collection agencies because the IRS is not home. Nobody's there. You understand? People don't get it. But listen, let's end it with this. XRP buyout, in E Smitty's honest opinion. Will there be one? How big is it going to be?
I mean, I believe 1000% that there will be some sort of like a buyout or a buyback for sure. There's not enough tokens to actually facilitate a low price. So the value is going to be immensely high. And I mean, higher than you and I can probably even imagine. And with everything flowing through it, being like, you know, the provider of liquidity for every type of transaction and change, we're talking moolah that we can't even imagine. I don't want to put a number on it. In the past, I know I said XRP will hit 1 million or 10,000 or this, that, and the third. And these are just merely speculations that I've made. Not financial advice, but just looking at and understanding the complexity and the actual, you know, how gigantic our monetary system is about to become. And really, it's just thanks to the amazing and brilliant patriots that we have in every country and every nation, and the people who've been willing to say, "Hey, you know, I've had enough. Let's fix this world. Let's save this planet." And so, you know, we're reclaiming everything that we already had. So understand, this money was already ours. And I promise you, man, the fruitfulness and the bounty and the amazing things that are about to happen for humanity is so much, man. I don't know if people will be even to able to accept it, but I just want everyone to keep an open mind, and I want them to know that this is going to be what it is, and this is the reality. And you know, life is about to get, you know, very, very turbulent, but in a good way.
Absolutely, brother. It is an absolute pleasure to have you back. It's been a long time. I don't know if it's been 8 months, 9 months, maybe even close to a year. Who the hell knows?
It's
It's
been a
been a
long
while
time.
since we've been back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to have you back. I got to think of the chemistry of people, you know what I mean? That would get together and do like a round table, kick ass round table that no one's ever
Be
thought about,
awesome.
you know? But every time I do one of these, somebody goes and brings my idea of a panel to somebody else who's bigger than me, and it pisses me off, you know?
You know
So,
what? I would look at it like it's a form of flattery, man. Anytime
yes,
somebody mimicry is flattery. I
yes,
like that.
yes.
And the only time where it's a problem is when somebody is like trying to impede on your intellectual property, your patent, and they're trying to convert your patent. Like per se, I have this platform, DistroMint, and you can go to dev.distromint.com right now and see the platform. I built it on the BSV platform, but it would be a shame if somebody was trying to like take what I've done and recreate it or convert my patent, because I patented this stuff. I have a provisional and non-provisional patent for that, and for the music industry and streaming industry, like what we're doing right now. We're streaming. Well, what if I could tell you, what if I told you, Mel, I could get you paid for every second somebody streams your shit? Normally, the business models that have been created in streaming, especially in video monetization, is that somebody's got to click on your video and watch it for a certain amount of period of time before it's actually a stream. But what if every second was monitored and put on the blockchain, and a micro payment transaction was administered to your wallet every time somebody watched 1 second of your stuff? Well, you'd have, tens and thousands or millions of unrealized seconds of revenue that you could be making money off of and monetizing and could be going towards growing your platform and your show if that technology was implemented. Well, I'm here to say I wrote the patent for that technology and I will be implementing that.
Well, let's get you on a show as soon as that's ready to go, my friend,
Yeah.
because I'm telling you right now, I got a YouTube channel with about almost 50,000 people. My wife tells me that if I change the address on that thing from the Costa Rica address back to the United States now, that they're going to shut my channel down. So I'm trying to see if I could find somebody on the inside of YouTube and see if I could sort of work my way in and finagle the bagel with them and figure out how to do that without getting my channel shut down. But what you just said, that would be the perfect solution, right?
No, definitely. But I don't even think you're finagling your bagel. I think it's contacting somebody to make sure they don't finagle your bagel.
Yeah, well, but that's not the way they look at it. We're dealing with a communist system. Unfortunately, we send our kids to school and they send us back people who would normally vote under a circumstance where a communist party does exist. We would be communist in a second because they would all vote for that party. Thank God the Communist Party does not exist in the United States of America.
No, but we have many wannabes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I would say this too. If you're a part of some sort of organization, foundation, and it does not support our American people, put our people first, support our military, our troops, and at the same time also support our ability to be constitutionally free
Mhm.
as a republic, not as a corporation, not as a straw man.
Right.
Okay. But and that's what I'm saying. Like if you then you need to rethink things because you don't know what you're talking about and you don't understand life. So I think everything that our parents taught us was kind of like the basics, wipe your ass and shower and go to school, get a job, blah blah blah. But what if there was something more to it? And what if as parents and as teachers we could give our students, our pupils something so much greater to work with than just the basics?
Absolutely. Guys, soundaliverecords.com. How else can they find you besides soundaliverecords.com?
They can find me at sound underscore alive underscore REC, like Sound Alive Rec. They can find me at the real E Smitty. You can go to Sound Alive Records or you can go to youtube.com/ Sound Alive Records INC. We got 14,000 subscribers there. Um, or you can go to Spotify and just type in E Smitty and you'll see my Spotify. I've got lots of amazing music with amazing artists, lots of hip hop legends. I got two new albums that'll be dropping soon. One is a house album, so it's like original kind of like house music, dubstep. But it's got my grimy E Smitty twist to it. And then I've got a hip hop album, and I've got Craig G, Cool G Rap. I got Chino XL. I got Black Poet, Sadat X. I got a lot of your hip hop legends on that joint. And if you're not familiar with me, just Google E Smitty. Google E Smitty, and you'll see me. You see who I've worked with, man. I've worked with some of the best in the game. Platinum, gold, and award-winning independent artists. And I am a multi-platinum producer myself. So I've had my hands on 10 or more platinum records. You might not see my name in the credits, but I'm the guy behind the scenes that did the original programming and production for a lot of these joints that y'all hear on the radio or that y'all heard on the radio. And guess what, man? I'm here to help and assist any artist that wants to try to take it to the next level. So either way, bro, like thank you again. Like you always got my back, and I really appreciate you. I'm right here, bro. So when we log off, we just chat for a few minutes or whatever.
Yes. I'd like to invite you down as soon as we could narrow down a date. If you could come down to Staying Alive, we're going to do a quantum summit. We're going to invite the heavies. We want you as one of the heavies out on stage with us. It's going to be an all out epic event. We're going to put it out there. We have 217 chairs, and I promise you they will be sold out. When you hear some of the names that are going to be attending, hopefully we can get E Smitty to attend. You know, he's going to be responsible for a lot of people showing up, because I know I would be, delighted myself to meet him in person, but I know a lot of you guys will come down to Florida to shake this man's hand. Thank you again. Guys, if you enjoy this content as much as I enjoyed doing this interview with E Smitty, get it out there. You guys are the digital soldiers. We either win or lose this thing because you either did your job or you didn't do your job. No, go do your job. Thank you.